I'm going to go on record right now and tell you that not everything needs to be homemade. Come on in, welcome to my home. The one thing which I'm going to tell you is, there's an old story about the person who grew tomatoes because, growing tomatoes gives you tomatoes for, relatively cheap. However, they ended up spending $500 for a few tomatoes. Between the containers and the fertilizer and the water and all of those things, yeah, those things add up. So just because it is homemade doesn't mean it needs to be homemade, or that it has to be homemade, or that it has to be homemade to be great, the best, the most fantastic. Is homemade good? I generally think so, but it might not be the most economical, it might not even be the most feasible. Would I love to have a homemade quilt? Yes, I would. Is it possible for me to make a quilt? Not at the rate I do things right now. No, it's not. There are lots of things I would love to do homemade, but I have to look at this in practical terms. I also have to look at this in terms of the fact that sometimes making homemade things are really expensive. And I mean, honestly and truly, really expensive. Everything from nut milk can be super expensive to make, to things like flowers and vegetables can be expensive to grow if you don't have all of that stuff right there and ready. Now, as you get stuff, you can expand upon your items that you had. One of the things which I love to do is I love to bake bread. I use my bread maker. Why do I use my bread maker? Because it can do all of the things which I don't necessarily have to do. It can do them for me, because time is precious, and that's something else to think about. How long is it going to actually take you to make that thing homemade? It might take you a really long time, and it might be time that you don't have. It is okay to be that person who doesn't make everything homemade. That is absolutely fine. There is nothing wrong with you. They aren't going to vote you out of the PTA. Do they still have PTAs anymore? I don't know. They're not going to get rid of you because everything isn't homemade. No, they're not. Do what you can, enjoy it, and think about this realistically, not idealistically, because yes, idealistically it is wonderful to fall in love with that idea of fresh baked bread and homemade brownies all the time, but you might not have the time, the ability, and all those things to make them. Here on this channel, I'm going to show you how I can make easy things. You can do everything which I do, you can do without much hassle, but you don't have to. And sometimes I will give you the shortcuts that you can take, that you can make, that you don't have to make every bit of it yourself, but you can. Well, let me know down in the comments what you thought about that, and I hope I get to see you the next time you stop by.